Welcome back to the shop. It's your boy Romanovich, auto surgeon. We are back at it on this Hyundai Genesis. We had a little issue come up, so let's go ahead and jump in and show you guys what it's all about. If you guys are new to this channel and just randomly came by this little video, make sure to consider subscribing down below. Hit the little bell for post notifications of other builds. I got a bunch of how-to tutorials coming your way. Let's go ahead and get into it. Guys, as you guys can see, she is already up on 4 posts. We got her lifted. Here is the biggest reason why. So as you guys can tell, it's got a nice Magnaflow exhaust system, a nice dual tips. This one's bent to, I don't even know, smithereens. Other side is pretty good. Let's just say this thing rides almost on the ground. So the accident that had happened was the guy flew off of the road, bottomed out, and scraped a bunch of stuff. This was all caked up with a bunch of red clay, so I cleaned it up pretty good. Got a little bit of kinks to work out, but that's no worries. Our biggest problem is a little bit further up there. Let's go ahead and get up there. All right, so this Magnaflow exhaust system has a pretty cool setup. You guys can see from this side, it has a little splitter right there that comes into 2 different channels. This little black piece right there, as you guys can see. This one right here, that is the little port where you can open the valve up, make it louder. So comes with 2 remote controls like this. And if look at this, if I hit B, let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there we go. So I'm gonna hit A, close back up. I hit B, she opens back up. So it's got a pretty cool system like that. But the sad part is, I was driving on the highway and this one completely ripped out. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a picture right here on the side, what it looked like when I had to take this thing off. And as you guys can see, I just welded this thing closed because there's just no way to put a new replacement part into there unless you rip the whole thing apart. Like, take apart all these welds right here, and because it has to have a rod that's going from this joint all the way across, and there's just no way to get into there to do that unless you disassemble the whole thing, which I really didn't want to do. So this is just a temporary fix for now. I just wanted to make it nice and quiet, because when this thing flew off, this thing was making so much noise, like as if they both were open. And it's a lot quieter with them both open instead of just one. So it was really annoying on the highway. And so I finally got the time to lift this car up and weld this up. So after I installed it, I saw that it made it nice and quiet. The main thing now is it has a couple leaks because I just tack welded it. Just wanted to make sure if it actually fixed the problem. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this whole section back off and weld this up at least all the way around as much as I can. That way it's nice and quiet. Also, I started the vehicle up and I looked under here, and this guy right here is actually leaking as well. These welds, you can see it's really bad, and you can see a hole right there, and it's just leaking out of there. So I want to go ahead and weld that up as well. This would be perfect the first time I get to use my welder that I bought from my friend Danny. So this would be really nice. So the really cool thing is we don't have to take the whole exhaust off. It's kind of in a couple of pieces. So here's one section right here we can take off, and then there's the little clip where it holds on to there. Take these 2 bolts off. There's a flange, and then go further up a little bit. We will have to remove this little section. There's like 3 little Allen screws, which I already took the 2 off, one up there and one out here. This last one, that way this wire is not connected to this whole box. Otherwise we won't be able to remove it. And so then we'll have to take the O2 sensor out. That's not a big deal. And then remove these 2 bolts as well for that flange. And then we should be able to completely just remove it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that for both sides. That way we can work on both of them and weld them up. All right, guys, so I set you guys up. Hopefully you guys can see all of this. And let's go ahead and hit that time lapse and get these suckers off. If you guys didn't know, this is a 19 big one with a little extension, which for these, this is the only one that I would need to use the extension. This bottom one is perfectly fine. So I don't like to really use the extension. I just don't want to make sure not to not too much flex and not to slip and strip the bolt. So. One down, one more to go. So we went ahead and removed them both. Here's the good one. It's all good in there. This is the one we welded up. Gonna finish welding it up so it's not leaking everywhere. And there's the hole right here that we have right there, and a couple are all the way around. So we're gonna weld all that up. Another shout out to Danny, thanks a lot. This thing worked amazing. Our right side, we went ahead and fixed up a couple welds in here. But personally, this is some really bad welds. So maybe one day I'm gonna go ahead and delete these little cats everywhere, because this thing has a bunch of resonators and cats. Make it a little bit nicer and louder, but we'll see. But next step, I'll go ahead and install them back on. Alright, so finally installed the first one. Quick little tip, if you guys can't align this back up with the gear inside, since you have to remove it, you can go ahead and take your key, hit it on open, and push this onto it. That way you'll catch the gear once again. That way you can get it lined up. Alright, both of them are installed. You guys can see right there. It's looking good. Probably gonna do a lot of probably this right here, delete. And there's two of these. There's one up here and one towards the front right there. Probably gonna delete them. That way it's gonna be just all the way down there, pretty empty. Maybe give her some roar. But let's go ahead and start her up and see if she's leaking any less. There we go. Let's get inside. Alright. Drop that off. We're in the air, so it's all good. Alright guys, this is going to be a wrap up for this video. I would really appreciate you guys letting me down in the description if you guys ever deleted your cats before. I don't know if there's like, you have to do the O2 sensor delete. If there's some kind of mod you have to do that, because I know if you remove the cats, they will shoot a code that you won't be able to, you know, pass emissions, things like that. So please let me know down in the description if you guys ever modded your exhaust, if you've ever done a full-on exhaust system where it's just all straight piped. I don't want to do a all the way straight piped because that's just too loud, and you know, I'm living with people right now, so it's gonna be a little bit rough. So let me know down in the description. If you guys like this little video, please support this channel, would really appreciate it. Smash that subscribe button, hit the little bell for post notification of other builds to come. There are plenty more coming your way. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.